guys, welcome back to my channel, Interior Design Secrets, Tips, Tricks, and Hacks. My name is Lori, and I wanted to do an addendum to episode 5. A few people mentioned that the font size was too small to see. I apologize. Obviously, I have to wear glasses now, so I know not being able to see things is no fun. And you might notice I look a little different than normal. My daughter and I are getting ready to go see the Barbie movie. So, of course, we got to be ready for Barbie. So, anyhow, I'm going to flip my screen around and show you those clearances so it's a little more clear. As I showed you in episode 5, but it was way too small to see, this is a family room and eat-in kitchen area layout. So basically on your clearances, let's start in the living room. The space between the sofa or sectional and the coffee table is going to be about 14 to 18 inches. 12 inches is doable, might be a little tight, but that is close enough to where you can reach and set down a drink or a magazine, and it's not too far away or too close where it's right on top of you. And in your walking space, a good rule of thumb, as shown in the corner of the coffee table to the lounge chair, you want about 30 to 36 inches to be comfortable so it doesn't feel crowded and tight. And if somebody was sitting in that chair, you're not all up in their business because nobody wants that. And between the console table that's behind the sectional and the banister to the stair rail or any kind of a wall or anything that you have there, 42 inches is a generous amount of space. You could probably get away, I say minimum 42, maybe 36 if you have a smaller space. If you think about it, a door typically is 32 to 36 inches wide, so you want at least that much space to walk through. And then over in the dining area, between the wall and the edge of the table, you typically want 3 feet minimum. That is so that you have backup room. So when you're sitting in the chair at the table, obviously you're partially under the table, but you have to scoot the chair back to get up, and you don't want to be stuck at the table. And the clearance there between the edge of the the dining table and the rug, because again, rug size is important as we've talked about in other episodes. So you want 18 to 30 inches. That way it doesn't look too small and it doesn't look too big. And on the bottom end of the table to that island peninsula area, 4 feet, maybe 4.5 feet. That way the person in the chair has room to back up, and if somebody's walking by, you still have space to walk by. So those are minimum clearances for the family room and the eat-in kitchen area. And we are going to talk about kitchen area and minimum clearances in another drawing. So hang on one second and I will bring that one up. Okay, so in this instance, we have a pretty typical layout. You have a kitchen island. Most times it's going to be a rectangle. However, on this project we did a little bump out for stools to be able to fit there. And then your back wall where maybe you've got your refrigerator and your stove or cooktop. So between the island and that back counter, you want a minimum of 42 inches. And that is one, just so you have nice walking space, especially if you have more than one person that's going to be in the kitchen at the same time. And you also have to think about, let's say you're opening that range door and you now are going to have the width of the door sticking into the aisle space. And so you need some clearance there for you to stand. And then the dishwasher as well. You definitely want to have clearances for people to walk through and for you to stand. So 42 inches minimum, 40 4 inches is pretty typical to 48 inches. Once you start getting past like 5, 6 feet, it gets crazy big, and you are walking back and forth and carrying things back and forth, probably further than you want to. And then on the side of the island to the wall, you want 3 feet minimum, and that can vary just a little bit, but try to maintain that distance again, because think of a doorway. And if you're walking through, you want a comfortable amount of space to go through there. And also, if you look, this particular plan has the refrigerator there. So when somebody is standing at the door of the refrigerator and opening it, obviously you want space so people can walk around. So those are some clearances for your kitchen. Okay, and let's take a look at bedroom clearances. So you have your bed, where we've talked about placing it across from the door, or at least try not to put it on the door wall if at all possible. And your clearance from the wall to the sides of the bed, you want to do 30 inches minimum. I know some rooms are very small, and maybe you have to push one side of the bed up against a wall, or maybe you're down to 24 inches. Obviously, you can't control the size of your room, but I'm just saying, if you're deciding what size bed to get, ideally at least 30 inches between the wall and the bed. And if you have a bench at the end of your bed, or if it's the end of your bed, you want to keep about 3 feet there. Again, think about doorway width, and you're walking through. Maybe you need to open a dresser drawer, so you don't want to be backing up and hitting the edge of the bench or the bed. So bedrooms are pretty straightforward, and those are the clearances for that. Okay, hopefully that was helpful on minimum clearances for your typical spaces. If you have something else that you are wondering about, feel free to message me. I'm always happy to hear from you all, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.